Hello. Can
Hello.
you guys see me? Make sure
Yeah,
in the chat you guys can see and hear me okay. But hi, everybody.
hi.
Hey.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm waiting for the chat to respond to my vocal.
Let's go good by me. Yeah.
Okay. Hi. Somebody said hi. Hello. Hello from Brazil. But can
Uh,
you hear me?
hello, Brazil.
Yeah,
Uh,
Hungary from Budapest.
there's a bit of a delay on this chat. I have a yes in the chat. I have a yeah in the chat. Okay. Then we're up. Hi, everybody. I'm here with my friends. We're going to introduce ourselves in a minute, but we're all talking about the online trombone competition. And I'm really just going to throw it off to Zoltan so I can now share this link on all of the other things and we can get more people in here. So, Zoltan, take it away.
Hello, everybody. I'm Zoltan Kiss. I thought it would be a nice thing to do in this time of quarantine and do an online trombone competition. And then I called Matyas Veer, my very good friend, childhood friend,
Hi.
who is like the brains behind the Hungarian Trombone Festival, the Hungarian Trombone Camp. That I'm helping him. So I asked him, I help you, now you help me. It's pretty much the same thing. He does everything and I talk. And we thought it would be nice to do this competition and try to reach everybody. So to fit a category to everybody. I'm sorry if we missed somebody, some alien category. But we try to fit and get to as many people as possible. And pretty much that's it. And then we thought, okay, let's see how it goes, and we just make it up on the way if it gets serious and how much interest we get. And then we had this hangout with Sarah Willis, the horn hangout, and it gave me the idea why I should ask a few other fellow trombone players to maybe want to join the panel. And it turned out we ended up being 25 people on the panel. So immediately my second fear was like, I hope we're not going to be more on the panel than people interested in the competition. But it looks like we looked at the numbers and they were very promising. So it's already, we are past that point, that the embarrassing point of the sign-ups. So yeah, this is pretty much it. And now we would like to move forward and ask the frequently asked questions. And if I need Zsolt, Szabo, he's here next to me on my Zoom.
Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Zsolt Szabo. Do we want to go around? Just everyone can introduce themselves really quick.
Hi, my name is Zoltan Kiss. Hi. The ladies. Carol is somewhere. Carol.
After you.
Okay, my name's Vanessa Fralick. I play trombone in the Toronto Symphony Orchestra, and I'm here in sunny Toronto right now.
I'm Carol Jarvis. I'm a session player in London, and it's really hot here right now.
Okay.
This is George Curran, the New York Philharmonic, but not in New York right now. I'm staying with family in rural Michigan, where it is perfect weather. Sorry.
Hi, here is Matyas Veer from Budapest, and I play at the Stuttgart State Opera.
Chris?
Hi, I'm Chris, and you're on my YouTube channel right now, and that's what I do.
And my name is Zsolt Szabo, as I said before. I teach trombone at Western Carolina University.
Okay, just say that who doesn't know me, none of you. My name is Zoltan Kiss. I play trombone in nozzle brass, and I just fool around and try to entertain myself.
Cool. So we can start off with a question here, Zoltan or Matyas, if you want to talk about who's eligible to apply for the competition.
I can say everyone. So we made 11 categories, actually, from really young age to the older generation too. So 11 categories cover everything, including intermediate level players, jazz players, all bass trombone, tenor trombone age groups, and yeah, so it's for everyone. And we posted 33 prizes, but actually I just counted. We have 39 prizes, so we have 5 extra special prizes and honorable mention prizes.
Yeah. So the thing is that we get so great. There's so much help from the sponsors. Like, I think 40 different sponsors were asked, and what, around 15 responded. I don't know if it's the right numbers, but we got like really lots of mouthpieces, mutes.
Yeah, I can say. Yeah, I can say 19 sponsors. We have 19 sponsors at this moment.
Sponsors, and the biggest one was Szabo, who offered a Nazi brass trombone. Yeah, he offered kind of after I said, "You offer me something." He offered the trombone to give for the competition, and we got lots of mutes and mouthpieces, accessories, festival invitation, and even a soprano trombone, and it's really cute. And we thought that's going to be the special prize for the youngest competitor of the competition, going to get a soprano trombone. So
if you think you're too young to join, the youngest gets a soprano trombone, so you might as well join.
Yeah, exactly. My wife asked me like, so you don't have to do anything, so you just sign up and you get a trombone because you're the youngest. So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
We have a couple questions. So somebody said, will the contestants get a scorecard or like judges' notes? Do they get feedback? They don't get written feedback for this, do they?
Yes. It's kind of yes. Marty, I think.
Actually, we tried to manage this like we give some points to the jury, like how many points do you give to the musicality, like from 1 to 5. So we try to get the feedback to the students, like your musicality is 4 grade from 5, or something like this, or maybe the intonation is like 2 from 5, and that can be a point what was the wrong in the performance. So maybe we cannot give a personal feedback because it's impossible to give more than 100 players. But yeah, we try to do something.
Cool.
Another question here, Chris, and then everyone. You know, I'm sure everyone is wondering about how to achieve a best quality in a recording, and people have different setups and equipments and accessibility to equipment. So what would you suggest? What are some of the best methods to record?
Well, personally, I mean, I have fancy equipment and you probably don't. So the idea is no matter what microphone you use, even if it's just on your phone, not to point directly at it. You're going to distort the microphone and it'll be too much. So, record in a room that has decent acoustics, whatever that is. It might be your kitchen or your bathroom. We don't care. And not a whole lot of background noise. And then make sure you aren't pointing your horn directly at the microphone. And since these are going to be probably longer recordings, I would recommend just trying a few things, playing the loudest bit and the softest bit, and then listening back and seeing if it's distorting and experimenting with that kind of stuff. If you have external microphones, obviously you can try those. Just experiment with everything you have. There's no reason to go buy something for this, but use what you have to the best of the hardware's quality. Somebody asked what kind of music is allowed for the contest.
Let's
like anything, right?
I think the idea was that what you like to play, what you think you play well, and we are happy to listen to. We're not gonna judge the choice of music. We're going to, at least my idea is to try to even if it's maybe something for us going to be new, we're going to listen to it and try to work with that. It can be something new, very, and it's kind of the responsibility is on the side of the competitor. So if you want to do something really strange, might come across as really strange, is up to you to make the judgment call. Okay, it's gonna freak everybody out, or I'm just go with it because this is who I am and I play new music and I'm gonna record that and hang from the ceiling and throw bananas to the camera while doing something and we're gonna be entertained and we love it. You're gonna have higher points, but you never know. I think that's the risk. No risk, no fun. Definitely very welcome for me.
I think it's fantastic that there's not many competitions out there with an own choice, open choice repertoire, and I think it's a really fantastic opportunity to just show off your abilities. So choose whatever shows off your abilities the best, I would say.
It is multi-track. Once I was reading about it, someone's like, "Oh, it should be a category only for multi-track recordings because this is a new thing from a while." And Chris is we've been knowing very well from the multi-track recordings, and I thought, as long as it has a solo track on it, it's very welcome. The more, the merrier. The more. It's fantastic for us and for our YouTube channel, for the people to show how many ideas people submit for us. There's no, we will not judge that. Oh, that's only David or whatever. It's not that competition. It's more about creativity. Very welcome in this competition, I would say. Yeah.
Somebody said, can you apply for more than one category?
Yes.
Okay, that's an easy one. There you go. Do you know who? So
as long as you fit the category.
Right. Somebody wants to know who the judges are for each category. Like I guess we could just go through who's here.
It's posted on website, but I guess we can go through, right?
Yeah, but I think they specifically think that we're gonna. It's a good question. I know for sure the jazz category is gonna be the Holy Four on the panel, like Marshall Jukes, Wycliffe Curran, Niels Landgren, Konrad Herwig, and I don't know what you think, Carol, but or Chris, or even counting myself in, it's like kind of in the crossover. I don't know. I do what I have to do for work, so we can cover a lot of in between. Even I'm very happy to listen to the kids and the seniors or everything. But we thought would be also it would be too much if there are 150 signups and 25 people listen to the 250 videos, and in this 50 videos gonna be half an hour 50 times. So we try to split between us, but I could say that most likely 70% of the panel will hear everything, most likely.
Cool. This is a good question because I think it covers something we definitely missed, which is who's going to be playing. You are. You can submit to join the online trombone competition, and the deadline is June 1st. We probably should have opened with that, but you can join, and it's onlinetrombonecompetition.com for all of the details. And then, can I write a piece and send it in? Yeah, sure. As long as it's full part.
Yeah, it's everything. Almost everything is allowed. Yeah, I call it all moves allowed. Yeah.
Do we record a video and send it to you? Yes. Yep. So all of that's on the website of how to submit and what you need to play. There's basically just a time restriction, right? So people are a little confused with that. You know, if it says 15 minutes, what does that mean? Can you play a movement of a piece? Can one of you explain what you're expecting with like a 15-minute 2-piece minimum restraint?
Yeah, I just want to say, in every category, I'm like, for the small kids, like below 12 years, they need to play maximum 5 minutes. So in each category, when you go up in the age, then you have to play more and more. So the professional category, soloist category is minimum 20 minutes, but for the small kids only 5. So for example, one or two jazz players already sent more than a half an hour long recording. So actually, you can send a 2 hours long recording if you want, but of course, yeah, maybe not a good idea.
Please don't.
Please don't.
Please
We'll only
don't.
listen 20 minutes.
Then George's going to listen to it only.
Yeah, I'll be on the listening to everything. How many people could be playing with you? I mean, is this literally you solo, possibly with your own backup doubling tracks, or like if you have family or people that you are willing to play with? You know, is there a rule on that? Like a piano
No.
or?
There's no rule on how what kind of background you're going to use. You can like multi-track yourself. Somebody can accompany you if you like. More people can accompany you. It's up to your own possibilities or ideas.
Yeah, and like parts of pieces, you know, one movement of this and a movement of that, or etudes, or your own improvised stuff or whatever.
Everything is possible. Yeah,
great.
It's more about that was the tricky to decide about. Okay, so how many videos can I send in? And, well, shouldn't be. First idea was okay, just one long performance, but then we thought it was technically it might be challenging for some to technically do the one long recording. For some reasons, they're sharing a room or can't. Just something can happen in between. It's nothing to do with the playing. So we thought, okay, so 2 videos, and then somebody asked, yeah, I'm playing 3 pieces, so can I separately do the 3rd one? And then, yeah, why not? But then somebody sent in, how many? 8 videos?
I think the maximum was like 9. Someone sent 9 separate tracks. So I mean, like
9 times 2.
I joined it, but of course, we prefer if you can record in one piece, then that's the best. That's the best. And also, I mean, like, this is important because especially the professional categories like the tenor trombone E category, bass trombone C, and the jazz. If you win the competition, one of the prizes you get an invitation to a trombone festival to play a recital. So a solo invitation. So I mean, like, if you need to play a solo recital, then you should play 20 minutes in one piece. So one goal, cannot be a problem. I mean, like, if you cut too much, then for us also a little bit better to hear if someone really just make one take, like the 25 minutes, and he can really deserve it, then or do it well, then it's better to judge. Actually,
yeah,
it's better for us.
Up to the it's again the I call it, it's your own responsibility how you're gonna handle this situation. You send in 5 videos, each with 5 minutes, and somebody else the same musical impact and level sends in 2 videos. That's gonna count. That he did it in 2, and that guy did it in 5. They both very similar level. Then I said, hey, this guy could make it in 2, and then going to be a deciding factor if they. Let's see, we don't know which one should get the first prize. This will be a deciding factor then. So it's you know, it's up to the competitor again. What's better? But when I know, okay, I'm gonna submit 4 videos and they are pretty great, then you know, that's if it's better than the others, even if it's one
long take, but that 4 recordings just the player just better performance on those 4 videos, then it's gonna win. It's kind of a judgment call again. What you're gonna play and how many videos you need to do that.
Could we maybe go around and just talk a little bit about what we would like to hear, things we appreciate to hear, things like that. So
why don't you start?
Me start. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, as it was mentioned before, I think just play something you're really good at. I think a lot of times we focus on the things we maybe can do well. So if someone has a great low register, they will try to maybe play something high or fast or slow. And I feel that a lot of, especially the younger students, judge quality based on difficulty sometimes. So I would suggest play something you're really good at, you feel very positive about, and you can sound at your best. So that would be my suggestion.
I have a question to the jury members, actually, for George, Carol, and Vanessa. Like, what was your motivation to take part in the jury? Because we just sent you an invitation, and what was your motivation to join this competition?
I think, sorry, unmute. I think for me, I really enjoy hearing different personalities coming through. And I think you've always got to remember that you're playing music, and music conveys emotions. So whatever story you have in your past, if you're playing a really sad piece, then get that sad emotion across. Everyone's been sad, everyone's been angry, everyone's been excited, happy, all these different emotions. And I think being able to draw on experiences in your past and get them out through your music. I really love hearing when any musician, doesn't have to be trombone, it can just be any instrument, and just hearing a personality coming through and some emotions and conveying that. It doesn't matter who I'm hearing. So just to have a really open repertoire. We're going to be hearing all sorts, and I'm excited to hear all sorts. There's going to be a real variety, and so I'm really, really pleased to be involved. So thank you for asking me.
For me, I said yes because I want to have that motivation and inspiration and feed off the energy of everybody that's going to be sending in their playing to us to listen to. I think in this tough time when you don't get to hear a lot of people outside of your own house, it's easy to feel a little stagnant, and I think it's going to be really energizing and exciting to hear what all of you have to submit. And I would say, as far as what I'm listening for, don't underestimate the power of the goosebump factor, So if you're worried about that you're not technically playing your best, or you're a little out of shape because you've only been playing in your bedroom, if you can get those little hairs on my arm to go up, that can go a long way, and you can forgive a lot of other things if you, like Carol said, if you can have your personality really come through and have us feel goosebumps and feel moved by what you send us.
Yeah, I agree with both of the ladies, and just wanted to say one other thing that I thought that this is, especially as when things were getting started with this, people were really just panicked and worried about what the state of a lot of things were, including live music and all that. And I felt, and we have a lot of students, children who were quarantined at home with their families and things, and I felt like this is one great opportunity for the leaders of the trombone community to really come out and really support the students and other professionals out there, and say that even though we can't get out there in our big halls right now, we want to hear you, and we want the trombone community to flourish as much as possible, even under such a weird situation. And so find what inspires you. You know, maybe it is not the Lebedev bass trombone concertos. Maybe it's, you know, it's something that you know of, or it's a transcription of something, or whatever, and try to present it in an interesting way. I mean, especially for the older candidates who are going to be doing mini recitals, you want to capture somebody's interest for half an hour or 20 minutes at least. And so that's something you want to be bringing out some contrast and have some interest in everything you're doing. And so, yeah, I think certainly Zsolt was saying, highlight things you can do well. I mean, everybody has something that really they're good at. So look for music that really inspires you. And I think the whole the output of this trombone community that's going to come through this is really going to be special.
Yeah, thank you for that. Yeah, Chris, you have you already said your.
I guess for me, it's kind of a combo of having the performers, you know, decision of rep kind of dictate who they are and their personality, which you never really get in one of these things. You know, you could tell so much from just that, about who this person is and what's important to them. And then on the other hand, just the fact that I feel like this competition is the first one that has like very few barriers to enter. So I think we'll get a lot, like a different community of people submitting than the other competitions where you have to go to ITF or you have to go to these, you know, physical places. You just have to have an iPhone, you know, like it's a much lower barrier, and I think a lot more people are going to want to do it, and we'll see people that we wouldn't see otherwise, really talented people that don't want to go and do all of that stuff. So I'm excited for that. And also just all the different categories. I feel like usually there's 2, maybe 3, maybe 4 different categories to compete, and this splits it up to the point where I feel like everybody kind of has a good shot, and nobody feels like they're competing against professionals or anything like that. So yeah, excited about all that. Somebody asked a really good question, that I feel like I'm not prepared to answer, but maybe you all are, which is, how do you is they worded it, how do you uncover your emotions and not get stuck with a robot like playing, robotic playing? Like how do you have emotion come through your sound and, you know, make it your own? And I don't want to answer that, but I want you to.
I always talk too much, so let's somebody else talk.
Well, one little tip I would give is, if you're new to trying to add more emotion to your playing, come up with a story for the piece that you're playing. So it might feel kind of stupid, it might feel dumb, but if you literally imagine a movie happening with what you're playing and decide what's happening in that movie, then gradually over time it just starts to become kind of second nature to like put that much emotion into everything. So that would be my tip if you're that's something that you're just getting into doing.
And I'll jump in here. Totally agree with Vanessa there. Things like Morceau Symphonique. Whenever I'm teaching that, it's literally a movie score. It's a complete storyline. There's someone that's heartbroken. They've lost the love of their life, but then they go, hang on a minute, I might try and win them back. So then they're really fighting to win them back. And then there's a battle scene, and then they finally win the partner of their dreams. So there's a real storyline in lots and lots of pieces. And for instance, there's little things that you can do, like technique, like little bits of vibrato on a really sad bit, and play around with the dynamics a little bit. It might just say piano crescendo, but you could do a piano crescendo, come away again, then crescendo a bit more. There's so many different little nuances you can add into whatever you're playing, and then play around with the time as well. I mean, it might not say accelerando, but if it's a really intense bit and the intensity is getting more and more, then absolutely go with it. So there's loads and loads of things you can do. You're the boss. So just go for it.
If I may, I completely agree with the ladies. The one thing, I see that what you just said, I see it in every piece. I don't know if you can maybe hear it or not, or at least see it, that I see in my head. I always see a movie when I play. And when I have the chance to teach, and now we're not in a hall, what I always say is treat it as, if you have something to say, treat it as you are in a theater actor. So you are like a theater actor. So the last row has to know that you said, and you. And in that piano, you said, you have to think that that piano has to travel through the hall, and the 50th row, somebody should hear it, not just the first few. And this is kind of also the philosophy in Brass, that we play for the last row. That's why it's so loud, maybe. But it's not about the loudness. It's maybe the projection. So when I say something, like you could hear it in my did a few videos now, trying to advertise the competition, and I always talk like a real. From my castle, Dracula came out, and I try to go all this kind of just really try to say the words so everybody gets it, what I have to say. And this is in the playing too. You want to say, I love you, and it doesn't have to be aggressive, but it has to come across, and the emotion has to project. And it's hard to do at home, when you're in your room, but so it might feel silly. But that's the way to go, because we always in our head think everything is so, every nuance is so much different, so much big. But actually, when you play, I think the more is more in this situation. So the more color, you will not get all very. How you say it? You don't get loud with the colors. It's mostly we show too less what we really think and feel. So as an actor in playing, you just go for it. Just go for it and say like, why me? A little bit overact, and it might be silly for you, but when you look at back, and this unique situation, you can actually judge before you send. It's like, oh no, not this video, it's too much, too less. So this unique opportunity, like, oh, I was too tired, I had a bad day, I didn't eat much, I ate too much, it's too warm, too cold, I practiced too much the day before. Yeah, so many. At home was awesome, but well, here you go. You can record as many times you want, choose the best version you think is the best, and send it to us. And don't be as a, you can't get out now with an explanation from this, but it's not, I'm not saying that. It's an opportunity to really try to do your best. And I promise you, nobody is waiting for a bad recording or a bad video. We all want the best, and we really we're really cheering for the who's submitting to hear the best and see the best. So I think it's more support than the competition part in it. So trying to do all the positive sides of a competition can give.
Chris, I see there are so many questions on the top chat. For example, like someone, Luke, asking if a piece is less than 10 minutes, and what contrast do I still need to have two contrasting pieces, or can I just send in the one? So is the question is like if he plays one piece, is that enough or not?
Yeah.
Zoltan, what do you think? Or I can also I can answer. I mean, like.
Well,
no,
somebody asked earlier as well, like if a piece has two contrasting movements, is that considered two different, submissions, contrasting pieces? It's a good question.
Well, yeah, but we forgot a little bit, not forgot, but I think it was missing from two contrasting pieces in different styles or in a different era. I have like few guys, they're like really, for them was really clear, and was just writing to me, okay, I'm going to record a concert etude and a sonata. Here you go. He's not asking me, can I allegro, adagio, andante, he's recording 2 contrasting pieces: concert etudes, more technical, and another one sonata with the adagio in it, and you know, another style. So if you record a concert, what's the longest trombone concerto? How long is one? Like 22, 25 minutes max. But then it's a lot of accompany part in that too. Yeah. So I would not aim to try to fit in one piece. Again, you can, because it's different, 2 contrasting pieces, but the style will be the same. So, but if you go with plug, what's the piece, and paintings or something, and so it's or every part's in a different style, then here we go. But I don't know if you will do the 20 minutes, because it's definitely not 20 minutes long. So it's kind of for me, it's pretty clear. The more you show, the more we hear, the more we like. So I wouldn't try to do the minimum. I would try to do so you're happy that what we're gonna hear is you. That's more.
Somebody wants to know our experiences with competitions when we were growing up and playing. Did you apply? Were you in them? Did you win any? What pieces did you play?
We entered a competition with Bones Apart, trombone quartet. We just entered one competition and we won it. It was against the whole Commonwealth. So we were up against string quartets, professional musicians. We were just students at the time. We were up against sort of flute and harp duets who've got professional orchestral jobs. So it was kind of daunting, but we didn't let it stop us at all. We thought, right, we can play. We know we're good. We know we're confident. We get up there and do what we do, and it paid off. So that's the only competition I've ever entered, actually. So, oh, I entered a judo competition when I was 8.
A judo competition?
Yeah, and I got a little bronze medal thing.
So you've won every competition you've ever done?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Me too. Before I got married, I won every competition. No, it was a brass trio. We also similar as a new music. His name was already taken off, but was Penderecki new music, contemporary music competition in Krakow, and they were only string and like only string piano quartets, and there was recorders and like all instruments for us, like really for us brass players were like, wow, okay. And we entered the competition, and turns out we were the only brass group who entered. So, and in the panel was no brass player, no wind player. And we're like, all right. And we got 3rd prize with the trio. And so we were really happy. Otherwise, in solo wise, yeah, there's a few good memories and competitions, but also there is a good bad memory when I didn't make the 2nd round, but in Prague spring, but Slokar told me to change professor after having a chat, and actually I think I played for him. He said, "Oh, you're invited for the next one. Go home and change school. Just do what you do and how you want to do it, and come back." And it was in 2004. So I went home. I changed school. I changed city. And in 2005, I met Brass, and then I passed the exam because I completely relied on myself, what I want to do, how I'm doing it. So that was my best worst competition. What would happen if they say, oh, it's good enough 2nd round, or I get some whatever, and nobody would tell me, no, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't go this way, you just go another way, because it's not helping you. So so the competition is not so was the best. I wanted to enter a competition after I got into the band, and I said, look guys, I can't play in this time where there's a competition. I said, look, you play with us or you do competitions. because remember, competition is very important, but it's only a competition. So it's kind of, it's not less than a competition, not more a competition. It's a way to show yourself. It's an opportunity to maybe have a break in your career, to get attention and go further. But it can change your world, but it also can just be the same. I tell students that the way you get prepared to the competition is the biggest award you can get out from a competition, because you do so much more in 1 month than normally you're not doing. You learn so much more because you have a goal, like a short-term goal. And I have to know now 6-7 pieces now, and you work on them, and you prepare yourself. Okay, I have to be able to play it live in front of a panel. You put suddenly so much more attention to your playing than normally would do in a month. So I think this is the biggest reward. But of course, if you win, and this, of course, it's a competition. The further you get, the better. But the way is the best. And in this case, that's a little bit this kind of competing, and I'm better than you, and you play this piece, I play that piece, let's see who's coming back with the with the prize. I think it's a little bit out of the picture. It's really in a comfort zone, this competition. You can really just go for it, what you like, how you like it, and see what happens. I'm really looking forward to the audience prize, how people will like the videos, and what we chose as the best performer on some categories, and what people will say, like, oh, it's completely a different guy, or maybe it's the same guy. I will be really looking forward to that, how I think was, and how people received the same thing. It's actually would be something special. Sorry, is it again half an hour talk? With myself, me and myself. Yeah, so that the competition is, sorry, because I always go off the question. I think it's so great that it's a unique possibility to do something special and not get kicked out just because it doesn't fit.
Can you play a solo with an organ? Somebody just asked. I think that's perfect time for that question. Of course.
Which organ? Yeah, sure. No, okay. But it's of course everything is allowed as long as it has a solo part.
Somebody said, wouldn't the audience prize just be the one who has the most followers? That's why I'm not applying. Yeah, I don't think it'll be that bad. Because I think if you have thousands of people following you, then yes, but I don't think most people applying will. I think it will be, there'll be enough people voting that it won't matter.
Oh, that's Matyas. Didn't we had a chat about that rule, that it has to be chosen from the best 4 of each category?
We talk about that, but I think it's fair with everyone if we have space, if we can upload everything to the YouTube, why not? So so we can upload every video files, and we can share, and I think this is important because of the audience prize. So we try. I think it's good to give the chance to everyone to get the audience prize, which is like a $900 value voucher to the New Zealand Brass Festival, right?
Yeah, this is the audience prize. Yeah,
there's the audience prize. I mean, for that, it's really fair if we upload everything. It's just the only question technically, is it possible or not? I think it's possible.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
yeah. So then why not? We will do that.
I know the more followers you have, the better. So the more likely you get more clicks on like. but I wouldn't count on that if somebody sends in something really special, that somebody outshine that performance with just because you have more followers.
Mm-hmm.
We will see in the likes too that, you know, how many likes that guy. I don't know. We will try to see if somebody, you know, try to sneak around with the like, you know, and get more clicks than normally would get. This is also this unique situation that you're not going in the school next day and say, okay, the whole school has to click from tomorrow on. Yeah. Let's see. I hope that everybody's play fair. Like, you know, yeah, I don't know.
Can
Another
high school
question
students
is-
join?
Yeah, another question is: do every recording needs to have a video, video recording, right? Or do we accept just audio as well?
I think I think you need video, right?
Yeah.
Need video, yeah.
Somebody asked if you could be a high school student and join. Of course, we have a whole category just for high school students. Somebody asked earlier how many participants we have so far, and it's kind of hard to tell because most people will submit them on the last day.
Yeah,
But
I
do you know how many
can say
we
something. I can say
Yeah.
something. Actually, we have a lot, but we have also lots of questions. So we get lots of questions. So if I count altogether all the people who send the question to us, then I can say more than 100.
Mhm.
We have technically less than 100, but we are really waiting more than 100 people. So it's I don't know, maybe 200. We will see on June 1st.
Yeah.
I don't think that should discourage you though, right? Because you know there's so many different categories, and you know you may be in a category that isn't as populated, but you'll never really know. And so you should just you know put together a recording that you want to do. You know,
Somebody
and-
asked. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, and I just, you know, and we know if we are, before you send the recording, you should know if you're confident with it, right? It may be, you know, maybe not as good as you would hope to be down the line, but you know, you're in a category of age maybe, and I think having doubts about that, I don't think everyone's going to have their little blemishes in their playing, right? And you hear things in your playing that you don't like, but I think that as long as you try to communicate and do something effective, you know, I can't see the committee not liking that.
Yeah, definitely we'll go and try to see the best in every recording. So we're not focused on what was wrong, we'll be more focusing on what was good. And that's how we try to, that's how I will try to give my points or whatever, however we decide what kind of system we're going to. Definitely we're going to start with a point system, and then we discuss further on if the points are, many people get similar points, then we're going to discuss further in the panel. But definitely we're not doing competition to see who's the worst. I hardly believe it's gonna be any really bad recordings. You know, it's gonna be it's subjective how what I will like. So that's why I try to get as many people on the panel as possible from different music. How you say it now? Like, you know, more people, more ideas, more favorite pieces. So I thought it's great to have 25 different human beings listening to the videos. So definitely I wouldn't think like, oh, is it something? Look, 25 people, great players. I'm recording, sending in. I would be really interesting how they react to it. You have a unique situation to kind of how do you call it, like do a research. What would those 25 people say if I send in a video? It's priceless in a way. For me, it would be a priceless thing.
Yeah, go ahead, Curran.
I'm so sorry. I need to leave.
Okay.
I'm so
Bye,
sorry.
Veer.
I could only do an hour. I'm really sorry. I should have asked.
It's an hour. Right.
Of all the lockdown time, I've got a sound check to get to because we do a bit of a concert outside for our clap
Oh,
for
okay,
our
cool.
carers. And we've got a whole PA system now. So it's all socially distanced, but we have actually a sound check. So I need to go. I'm so sorry.
Well, that's great.
Well, have fun. It's good to see you.
It's a gig,
Bye.
an unpaid gig, but hey, there we go. Lovely to see you all and good luck, everyone. Enter, enter, enter. You're going to do great. See you later. Bye.
Bye.
Great. Okay. So if there's anything else, somebody asked a kind of interesting tangential question, which is they're trying to figure out if they should go to school for performance or education or both, and was wondering. I know a lot of you teach and play in orchestras and stuff. So what's your advice about that? About kind of deciding if you should teach or play or both? Go.
Well, I teach at University of Toronto, and we have both education and performance programs. And a lot of people will do a year or two in common year or a year or two in education. And then if you really are like, I have to be a performer, you can switch to that. But if you decide, no, education is for me, you've got all these prerequisites that you need. So you're kind of set up for either. So it's a good way of keeping your options open so you can decide. Like, I didn't decide that I was really serious about performing until my second year of university, and I did my first recital and I was hooked. So yeah, just do find a program where you can keep your options open if you're not sure yet.
One of my old teachers used to say, "Don't do performance unless you absolutely have to." Right?
Mm-hmm.
Do teaching or focus on that. I mean, to be honest, I actually finished with an education degree, and I'm glad I had it. I mean, it's certainly enlightened my teaching, and I don't feel like I'm I was going to be a band director. I was going to be a musician who was and I applied for grad school to see what would happen. But if that didn't work out, I would have been a music teacher who is also teaching band or something like that. And the better you can teach yourself, the better you can teach others, the better you'll teach yourself. Certainly, if you're not sure right now, I would just start and try a little of everything, and you'll find something that really captures your energy and inspiration. And we need good performers. We need people who are going to communicate out there for us and touch people, in their heart. So try to be doing that regardless of what you think your end goal is going to be, because you never really know.
Yeah, if I can add a little bit, just kind of build on the things which interest you, and as George mentioned, try a little bit of everything. The way you're imagining your career when you're 18, most likely when you're 28 or later, it's not going to be exactly like that. But that's not a bad thing. That's actually can be a very good thing. And as you're moving on with this journey, just focus on the things you can do well and which interest you, and you have a true passion for it, and go for that. I think it's a little bit of a misguidance or maybe a mistake early on to decide, or let someone else decide for you. You have to do this or that, and then find later, a few years later, that you might not really have the passion. So do the things, try everything, do the things which interest you, which spark your passion, and just build on that. And ultimately, you'll be happy if you're going to do something which makes you fulfilled.
All right. Anything else? Any other questions? Ask them now. But I think we answered my questions.
Cool. We
Go
still have some questions.
Zsolt, did you have any that were coming in that we were trying to answer?
Let me just see really quick. I think there was a question about, and I think we may have covered it, but if someone just wants to record 2-3 etudes or concert etudes, we are still accepting those submissions, right?
Yeah.
Or it does have to be at least one of the pieces of solo
I think it's just one should be like a coprush and one is a bordoni. So if there is a contrast between, we accept, no problem.
Yeah, there's no problem at all. Yeah.
Cool. So June 1st is the deadline for these. Online trombonecompetition.com. Age groups for everybody. So if you think you're too young, too old, not good enough, too good, there's one for everybody. Yeah. If there's anything else?
Yeah, I think that's pretty much. I'm also looking at the list of questions.
Mm-hmm.
Who is eligible to compete? Everybody. Is there age limit? Yes, it's on the categories. What are the categories? How many? 11 categories. And we have Matyas, help me. What are the age categories?
Yeah, 11 categories. Yeah.
No, but
should I say exactly what the categories are?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. So we have the tenor trombone A to E, which is not really best in the English system. So actually, next time we will do the opposite. It's A categories for the youngest people, like under 12, so born after 2008 January 1st. The tenor trombone B category is born after 2006 January 1st. Tenor trombone C born after 2002 January 1st. Tenor trombone D born after 1998 January 1st. And is the E category, the soloist, is no age limit. In the bass trombone, we didn't do a category. Didn't do a category for the really young guys, because usually people change to bass trombone later. So is the A category is born after 2002 January 1st. The B is born after 1998 January 1st, and the C category is the soloist. So it's not equal. It was a question before, like, is the bass trombone C category is equal with the tenor trombone C category? No. Is the bass trombone C category equal with the tenor trombone E category? So it's the soloist category, and we have jazz tenor bass trombone category. So you can enter tenor and bass trombone, no age limit. Senior tenor bass trombone category that's born before 1970 January 1st. So it's like you should be older than 50 years old. And intermediate amateur category is also for tenor and bass trombone. Is born after 1970 January 1st, and we have 3 special, like prizes. It's the most liked YouTube video audience prize. So that's why I say it's the best if we upload all the videos, because from the date. We will start the competition online. Then when we share everything, then you can vote, and then we will close it like in 1 week. So after 1 week, we close. We make private all the videos, and then we count the likes. And and the most get the audience prize, which is New Zealand Brass Festival Practical Station Watcher. We have the soprano trombone from Timber Lab to the youngest contestant, and for the oldest contestant, prize is $100 US voucher from the Ultimate Brass Web Shop. So we have all of these prizes. I think it's amazing, and I just want to say a big thank you to our sponsor, because unbelievable how much prize they offer. So how many mouthpieces, how many mutes, how many instruments we have, it's unbelievable.
So that just for some lost the follow, because it's so many categories and so many prizes. You can find everything on our website. Online trombonecompetition.com. Yeah, so it's everything there, just to walk through. If any misunderstandings or any questions, we're still happy to answer them, of course, if it's not clear.
There's
who can
another
handle
question I found here. It's funny. My grandfather paid for the application and I'm the player. Will this be a problem? No, it will not be a problem.
Yeah,
that's
it's
perfectly
just
fine.
yeah, just from experience, I could say in this case, just write to a description the name of your son or everything, you know, and maybe the category or the birth date, because then in some case we get application fee from someone, but we have no idea who's the participant. So yeah, it's just technically just if your grandparent pay, just write your name in the description and the category, and then we will manage it. No problem.
Okay, so just go through also. I don't have a great mic. Can I submit a recording? Yes, we covered that. How long the recording has to be? As long as it's required in the category. How many solo pieces should I record? At least 2. And is there a limit on how many solo excerpts I can compile and record? No, there's no limit how many pieces, really. In some categories, it's just that it's always time limit. Yeah, it's never the pieces. Zsolt, you asked about the etudes. It's also no problem. Yeah, the feedback we try to do kind of from everybody a few words. Yeah, Maki, or we'll see if everybody.
Yeah,
at least most of us.
I already mentioned maybe, but we can ask maybe George. What do you think? How do you want to give feedback to people if they ask you later?
A few words, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I think a little bit here, you know, just maybe a couple of sentences of sort of a summation of the player, and maybe if there's a numbered system that we're using, that they could sort of see where their strengths and weaknesses are. If you wanted to share the numbers that we used, that wouldn't be too much additional effort, especially if we're judging 20 or 220-minute videos.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that's the point. Yeah.
No, this is an opportunity to send in a recording, and you know, even if you only have like a phone microphone, you know, try to find a space you can do it in. You know, like I'm in a carpeted room right now, and practicing and doing Zoom lessons in these rooms is not the most effective. I actually moved to the garage. It's got 2 cars in the garage, but you know, it's kind of got, I wouldn't say it's a nice acoustic, but it's much better than this, and you get a little bit more of a presence of the sound, and that will help a lot, you know. So give your, you know, and listen really back to see what you're capturing in your sound. You know, I've had people sending me recordings, and I thought that they maybe need to listen more carefully to make sure that it's coming across the way they think it is. A lot of times the mics on phones and things like that really pick things up in a weird way. You know, if you have really dramatic dynamic contrast, for example, you got to make sure that your phone is going to register that properly.
Cool. Okay.
That's right.
When are you going to announce the results?
That's a good question.
So that's gonna all be.
It's probably a little bit based on how many submissions we
Yeah.
end up getting, and
yeah, it's all gonna be
how long they are.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's gonna be like, if you're gonna be some latecomers, we're gonna wait for sure in a couple of days. Maybe we'll wait till what is that? Maybe if there are people still, you know, kind of struggling uploading, or just saying, okay, give me please a day and I'm gonna send in my video. It's not going to be a problem. You might wait a few days, but let's say on the 6th of June, we're going to have to start the technical part, and you will just have to wait how long it takes to upload all the videos, and I don't know much. It's gonna take a day, 2 days.
Yeah, it's time. It's time. It's also other thing we didn't talk about the application fee. You can actually now pay with PayPal and make a bank transfer. If you make a PayPal transfer, then we get it immediately. So it's really helpful for us because we see immediately your payment. But is the problem if you make a bank transfer? Actually, for example, you apply on June 1st, and you make a bank transfer like 3 days later. So maybe we get it like middle of the month. It's so slow, and we have to already take your video online. So I can really recommend to pay with PayPal, and that's actually
Yeah, just to not get some technicality, get in trouble. Like, I did send the money, I did send the video.
Yeah, because otherwise we wrote to the rules and guidelines, like if you submit your video, then please also submit a screenshot of your bank statement or something, just prove you paid, and then it's okay. But also we don't really want to write 100 emails like, hey, could you prove you already paid your participation fee? So that's also really tiring.
It will help us a lot, yeah, in terms of 200 times the same problem. Hopefully not.
As with everything, the more organized you are, the more likely you'll succeed, right?
Yeah.
Maybe get your payment in early or something, right? This is a great opportunity for just keeping people practicing and working hard as we're getting close to seeing what happens in the fall.
Yeah, I don't know how long it's gonna take to listen through. It all depends how many videos we get, and we try to do that. Actually, the panels has the same kind of link. Mati, what the audience gets. So it's like the YouTube channel you can actually listen to all. We will as a technicality, we'll have to discuss how is the best way to get the videos to everybody, or just really upload in the YouTube and everybody gets the link.
No. It's my plan because technically we do that. It's just make like for all the categories we make a playlist on the YouTube channel of the Hungarian Trombone Camp. So we made the playlist, and then just we make like we try to post all the videos at the same time. Like for example, 8 p.m. 7th of June, Central European time, or something like that. So all the videos coming at the same time, and then you can vote. You can listen. Or also, I think for the jury we will just send the YouTube link or the playlist, and just listen to the videos. So it will be open for 1 week, but we don't want to keep it open more than 1 week because of the privacy. Because also lots of younger people will share the videos, and we don't want any privacy problems. So we just keep it during the competition like 1 week, and then finish.
Let's see. We might. So it could be a probable scenario that we wait till Saturday morning, 6th of June, and then maybe Sunday 7th of June, we go in the evening, Central European time, we're gonna make the videos available, and then we'll go on the next week, through the next week. And
we can communicate all of this through the Facebook page. So if you submit a video, just make sure you follow the competition online on social media, and I guess it'll be easy to just keep everyone updated.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Cool. That's from my side. We covered all. Yeah. I check out our new video. I chose the main prize in the tenor trombone category, and it's pretty sweet.
You should share it. You should share it. Actually,
I
you
did.
probably share the video.
Share it to the groups.
So I hope it goes to many places.
Okay.
So far, I shared it only on the trombone, and was that Hungarian Trombone Camp Facebook page. But of course, we'll push it everywhere, and I hope everybody have a chance to check it out. So, yeah, I chose it from like, was that like 5 or 6 silver plated, and there were another 4 nozzle brass models. So it was all together like almost 10, and so I got the one from it, and I'm very happy because I was also like kind of like, I hope it's good. I hope it's good, and it's really good. It's a good horn to win. So I'm happy.
Great.
Yeah.
Chris, any other questions? Do you see anything?
I've been kind of rapid fire in the chat trying to answer people's stuff that we've already talked about earlier, but yeah, I think we're good. A lot of people asking if they have to play a whole piece. You know, if there's a sonata, do they have to play the whole thing? No, you don't have to. You can, but you don't have to. You could just pick one movement or something like that.
Yeah.
You have to play all movements of a piece. Somebody literally just asked. Yeah, no, you can play just a section, just the part that you like the best. I mean, it should be a full idea. You should probably play the whole movement, but you don't have to play all of them. Anything else?
No,
I think we're good.
No, we're good.
My side is all great. I feel.
Okay. I'm gonna shut down the stream, and then we can say goodbye to each other on here. But bye stream, June 1st, online trombone competition.
Send in your
Send in your videos.
Enter.
Submit.
Looking forward to it.
Send your